The Amazon rainforest is one of the most mysterious places on Earth, mostly still untouched by humanity. It contains some of the most mysterious and terrifying species in the world. Here are the top 20 terrifying things found in the Amazon. Brazilian wandering spider. The Brazilian wandering spider is the most venomous arachnid in the world. Even the scientific name of the spider, Phonutria, means murderous in Greek. The spiders are called wandering spiders for good reason. They hunt at night with no real goal in mind. These terrifying, creepy crawlies prefer to crawl on the floor of the jungle, looking for prey instead of building webs and waiting for airborne prey. During the day, the spiders hide in various places, including the banana plant. The spiders might also wander into human settlements, where they remain hidden in houses and cars. If disturbed by humans, they may bite. The small size of these spiders makes them even more difficult to detect. Until 1996, when an antidote was found, 14 people were reported to have died from the bites of the wandering spider. The venom of the spider causes extreme pain and inflammation, as well as loss of muscle control, which might lead to respiratory paralysis and death. Bananas imported from South America have, on rare occasions, been reported to carrying the wandering spider to other countries. Deadly fungi. The Amazon has almost every other deadly thing you can think of. So, why not fungus? While new species are being discovered every year, at least one form of fungus has been observed to take over ants, use their bodies as hosts to spread spores while the victims slowly die, and then use the carcasses to grow some more. The fungus attaches itself to an ant as it walks on the rainforest floor. Then, it releases specialized chemicals that control the ant's behavior, effectively turning it into a zombie. The fungus forces the ant to crawl up into a tree and latch on before it dies. So the reborn fungus will be in a suitable environment to thrive, both on the tree and spread widely while airborne, kind of like self-pollination, as the fungus drifts slowly toward its next victim. This fungus is not known to affect humans, but turning ants and other small creatures into zombie pathogens is scary enough. Gimpy Gimpy. The Gimpy Gimpy is more commonly known as the suicide plant. It's covered in tiny hollow hairs that, when touched, pierce the skin. These hollow hairs then inject a toxin underneath the skin like a hypodermic needle. After contact with the plant, the pain that ensues is apparently one of the most excruciating experiences one can endure. Those who have suffered from the plant sting have described the pain as initially like being attacked by wasps. Then the skin whitens and swells at the site. If the sting is really bad, then your skin starts to leak sweat and other fluids, causing pain with each and every drop. One of the worst things about this formidable plant is that the hairs are so fine and light that they often become airborne. Floating, stinging hairs can come into contact with the skin even if you're standing far away. Worse yet, they can be inhaled and cause severe damage to your throat and lungs. Researchers who study Gimpy Gimpy have to wear respirators and special rubber gloves to study it safely. Castor beans. Castor beans is a common roadside plant that's widespread throughout the tropics, but whose origins belong to eastern Africa. The weedy shrub can grow up to be 39 feet tall and covers riverbanks and roadsides throughout its range. A common product extracted from the seeds of this plant is castor oil. The liquid is used in food production as a preservative, as well as in medicine for a variety of benefits. Castor oil is derived from the seed of the castor bean plant, which ironically also contains one of the most deadly poisons known to man. The toxin hidden inside castor bean seeds, called ricin, is notoriously dangerous if ingested. In the real world, this poison was successfully used in the assassination of a Bulgarian journalist, Georgy Markov. It goes without saying that one should avoid eating castor beans. Any part of the plant can potentially contain ricin, so consumption of the stem, leaves, and of course the fruit is a no-go. Castor bean is a common ornamental plant. If you have curious children or pets, it's best to keep this plant out of your garden, as just one seed is enough to kill a small child. The corpse flower. You can take one look at that giant flower in the middle, standing like some alien monument, and know it's a weird living organism that probably isn't too friendly to outsiders. Its name is fitting as an otherworldly living thing. Amorphophallus titanum. Amorphophallus titanum, just to start off, is better known by its nickname, the corpse flower, for the incredibly pungent odor the bloomed flower gives off. But to get weirder, this bloomed flower only gets to be seen a handful of times in the plant's 40-year lifespan. Years, or even decades, can pass before a corpse flower reaches peak bloom. As the big moment finally approaches, the plant's bud grows several inches per day before slowing down its growth. Two protective leaves, called bracts, shrivel and fall off the spathe's base. Then, the spathe unfurls over roughly 24 to 36 hours, giving curious onlookers just a small window to see and smell its maroon-colored insides for themselves. Smell experts have broken down the plant's distinct, disgusting smell into a few different ingredients that make up the pungent odor. Limburger cheese, sweaty socks, mothballs, and rotting fish, to name a few. Pacu fish. Pacu is just one more reason to stay away from the Amazon River. This fish looks so creepy because of its human-like teeth, but have no fear because he is omnivorous and only eats fruits and nuts. It has been known to consume other fish at times if there isn't enough else around to eat, but normally this aquatic species survives on fruits, vegetables, and seeds. In fact, the pacu's teeth are so large in part because, at times, it needs to crunch seeds found in fruit that falls into the water it inhabits. The pacu prefers to swim alone and isn't famous for attacking humans, but it's best to let them be if you come across one in fresh water. They are legal to own in the United States, but some people aren't aware that pacus can grow as big as 4 feet long. Candiru. Candiru are small, parasitic freshwater catfish famous for launching themselves up the urethra of anyone foolish enough to urinate in the river, and getting lodged in the urinary tract because of the spines that run along their back. While documented cases are rare, and there is some debate over whether these types of injuries occur at all, there is at least one documented case of a man requiring surgery to remove a candiru from his urethra, which had also attempted to burrow through to his testicles. However, the candiru usually preys on fish, attaching themselves to the larger fish's gills with their spines and feeding on their host's blood. There are also stories of candirus biting holes in the flesh of passers-by in order to enter and feed on their blood, with the only known solution to get rid of this pest is to cut off the affected body parts. Are your legs crossed? Do you believe these tales? Let us know in the comments section below. Giant otters. Giant otters are capable of growing up to 6 feet long. They have webbed feet and nostrils that can be closed, so they easily glide through the water and swim well using their powerful tails. Giant otters are carnivores, eating mostly fish, but also snakes and crustaceans on occasion, and can consume up to 9 pounds of food a day. They may seem more cute than creepy, but giant otters can actually cause problems for humans too. They have been known to hunt in groups and can team up to take down larger predators, including anacondas and caimans. Locals refer to giant otters as river wolves and river jaguars for a reason. Sometimes they even attack each other without a care of who gets in the way. As pack animals go, these giant otters sometimes come into conflict with violence as the only solution. It's not uncommon to find a huge, battered otter carcass discarded from the pack for its troublemaking tendencies. The Goliath bird eater. The Goliath bird eater is the biggest, heaviest, scariest tarantula in the world. Reaching up to 5 inches in body length and weighing up to 6 ounces, it dwarfs almost every other spider. The spider is found mostly in the swamps and marshes around the Amazon River, where it burrows underground and ventures out at night to nab prey. Goliaths don't usually eat birds, but they are big enough to be able to, and occasionally they do. Though it's not dangerous to humans, it will shed its prickly hairs when approached. These can cause irritation that lasts for days. The Goliath bird eater is hard to kill off because it can regenerate limbs if they're damaged or lost entirely. If a Goliath bird eater loses a leg, it increases fluid pressure in its body to pop off parts of its carapace, or the hard shell covering the animal. It then pumps fluid from its body to its limb to force old skin off and creates new skin in the shape of the lost limb, which is filled with fluid until it becomes a solid leg. The spider then regrows the lost part of its carapace. This process only takes a few hours. Green anaconda. Reaching lengths of over 30 feet and weighing more than 500 pounds. It's the largest snake in the world. Green anacondas feed on large rodents, deer, fish, peccaries, capybaras, tapirs, turtles, birds, dogs, sheep, aquatic reptiles like caiman, and even jaguars. After asphyxiating their prey, they are able to unhinge their jaws to swallow their prey head first and whole, regardless of size. Their large meals can take time to digest, allowing them to go weeks or even months without feeding. One wildlife photographer, Kevin Dooley, described an anaconda taking on a caiman and winning. Dooley watched as the anaconda constricted the 6-foot-long caiman in such a way that it broke all the reptile's legs, before the crocodile managed to bite back and sink its teeth into the snake's neck. However, the anaconda came off better and slithered away into the water, leaving the badly injured caiman to its fate. Mr. Dooley said the reptile later died. Red-bellied piranha. This fearsome-looking fish has a thing that has even the smallest of nutritional value, and they can go an exceptionally long time without food, so humans are very rarely on the menu. Still, our advice is, do not mess with a piranha. Electric eel. It's not actually an eel, but a type of knife fish. This shocking creature is capable of generating up to 600 volts through its electrocyte cells, 5 times more electricity than in the standard wall socket. It usually only uses small amounts of electricity to stun its prey of choice, but when feeling threatened, it is capable of releasing stronger and multiple shocks that can endure minutes on end. Residing in the murky depths of the Amazon River, the electric eel feasts on invertebrates, fish, and small mammals. There have been numerous reported incidents between humans and electric eels, often involving unpleasant and unexpected shocks. The electric eel is largely avoided by locals, as it can still shock up to 8 hours after its death. Amazonian giant centipede. Another particularly creepy-looking inhabitant of the Amazon jungle is this giant centipede, the largest centipede in the world, growing to lengths over a foot long and sporting no less than 46 legs. These creatures can be spotted running swiftly along the forest ground, or skillfully negotiating tree trunks and branches in search of prey, which can range from insects, lizards, and birds to mice, frogs, snakes, and even bats. They are equipped with a pair of modified legs terminating in sharp claws near the head, which they use to grab unsuspecting victims, penetrate the skin, and inject a highly toxic venom that is fatal to most small animals. Their legs are specialized for rapid attacking and retreating. There is a flat shield covering their head, which also has 2 antennae and a pair of modified legs with sharp claws, called forciples. These forciples penetrate a victim's skin and inject venom. This centipede is a carnivore that feeds on almost anything they can kill. They can even overpower tarantulas and vertebrates like lizards, frogs, some snakes, birds, and bats. They have a rather fascinating bat hunting technique. They linger on the walls of caves to ambush a victim, and grasp the ceiling with their hind legs and lunge at their prey. When hunting on the ground, they coil themselves around their prey, effectively trapping it. They will cut the catch into pieces as they consume it. Bull shark. Believe it or not, the Amazon is also home to the world's most dangerous shark. The bull shark is huge and very hefty, spanning lengths of up to 11 feet and approaching 700 pounds. It's capable of adapting to both salt and freshwater environments and has been spotted as far upstream as Iquitos in Peru. King leech. The tyrant king leech may be only 3 inches long, but it's plenty terrifying. It uses its huge teeth to saw into the flesh to create holes for it to feed. Worse yet, it seems to intentionally aim for mammals' orifices, including the eyes, genitalia, and rectum. Once inside its prey's body, the leech can survive and feed for weeks. The pinky finger-sized bloodsucker has a single jaw, with teeth 5 times longer than those found in any other leech, and was discovered by doctors in 1997 in the nose of a 6-year-old boy in San Martin, Peru. A decade later, a third T-Rex was taken from the nose of a 9-year-old Peruvian girl who felt a sliding sensation in her nose. All had bathed frequently in Amazonian streams. Assassin bug. Assassin bug is also called the kissing bug, potentially known for a very dangerous and painful bite. Kissing bugs are famous for their habit of biting humans on the face near the lip. Symptoms from kissing bug bites include fever, fatigue, body aches, headache, rash, loss of appetite, diarrhea, and vomiting. Of those who are infected with the parasite, approximately 30% are at risk of developing chronic Chagas disease. Chronic Chagas disease includes cardiac complication and/or intestinal complications, and these signs may not be apparent until decades after the initial infection. Vampire bat. Common vampire bat is one of the 3 bat species that actually feed on blood, found in the Amazon region of Brazil. Vampire bats strike their victims from the ground. They land near their prey and approach it on all 4s. The bats have few teeth because of their liquid diet, but those they have are razor sharp. Each bat has a heat sensor on its nose that points it towards a spot where warm blood is flowing just beneath its victim's skin. After putting the bite on an animal, the vampire bat laps up the flowing blood with its tongue. Its saliva prevents the blood from clotting. Vampire bat attacks on humans are common in the villages of Amazonian communities, which leads to problems involving the transmission of transmit rabies to humans in those communities. Jaguar. The 3rd largest big cat species after the tiger and the lion, the jaguar is a charismatic animal of the Amazonian wilds. The diet of the jaguar is wide and varied and includes at least 87 species. Although humans do not feature in this diet, it is easy for a jaguar to kill an adult human being. The jaguar can actually take about any riparian or terrestrial vertebra in South and Central America and exhibits a preference for large prey. Adult caimans, capybaras, tapirs, zorros, peccaries, deer, etc. are all potential prey for jaguars. The jaguar is an efficient killing machine, which employs suffocation and deep throat bite technique to kill its prey. Another technique unique to the jaguar is biting directly through the temporal bones of the skull and piercing the brain. Poison dart frog. Poison dart frogs are probably the most deadly creatures of Amazon rainforest. In the Amazon, they are found in marshes, lakes, swamps, streams, and rivers. Depending on the habitats, the poison dart frogs found in different colors including gold, copper, red, blue, or green. The golden poison dart frog is the most poisonous species of the family. It is estimated they contain enough venom to kill 10 adult humans. South American rattlesnake. These rattlers live in the savanna regions of the Amazon. If provoked, these snakes will attack. Their bite has been said to cause impaired vision, paralysis of peripheral muscles, and tenderness throughout the body. This snake has a distinct triangular-shaped head with fangs of about 4 to 6 inches long that fold back into its mouth when shut. This serpent hides underground or among rocks during the day to seek refuge from the sun, out of sight of what may become prey once night falls.